Okay, welcome. We're going to go over Section 1 on the fundamentals of mechanical engineering, and we'll go over potential energy, and that is in preparation for your Robotics Education Competition Foundation Certification exam if you're at a CTE Academy. And it also applies to our 6th graders because it is also a 6th grade science standards, and our 8th graders will be taking this exam here within the next few weeks or at the end of the year, usually around April-May timeframe. But as far as the 6th grade standard, we'll also explore the law of conservation of energy, and we'll differentiate between potential and kinetic energy, and we'll identify some great situations where kinetic energy is transformed into potential energy and vice versa. And we'll identify situations where kinetic energy is transformed into potential energy and vice versa. And we're going to use some live examples in which you'll see some aircraft flying, and I'll go over that with you. And then we'll also investigate and describe types of forces such as gravitational forces, which affects kinetic energy. Let's start with potential energy. It's driven by your height, by the height of an object above the Earth. And you can see here the formula for it is potential energy equals the mass times the gravity times the height. You take two airplanes here. Let's assume they have the same mass and gravity. One is 50 meters higher than the other. Let's say if plane X is at 50 meters, then plane W would be at 100 meters. Because 100 is twice as great as 50, then the potential energy would be twice as great. And you'll see that in the formula. Okay, here's another example. Let's just say you have a car and you've got the accelerator at a certain level. You don't increase it, you don't decrease it. You're going to have more of your speed down here. Then as you go up, your kinetic energy will decrease because the speed's going to decrease, yet your potential energy will increase. Then when you get to the top, notice that's your greatest height, so then that's when you're going to have the greatest potential energy. And then when you go down, your potential energy will decrease because now your height's decreasing, your height above the ground. However, your kinetic energy will increase because now you've got increasing airspeed or increasing velocity or speed. Okay, potential energy is also stored energy. You take a look here, you have a balloon which has air inside of it. You just stick a balloon on the table, it's not going to move. So then you're not going to have any kinetic energy. And again, it's stored energy. Yet if you let the air out, the balloon's now going to go travel around. So then you're going to have less potential energy and more kinetic energy because you do have a velocity. And by the way, that's also a good example of Newton's third law, which is for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Your air goes out, back, and then your balloon moves forward. And that's certainly on your RECF certification exam. Another example of potential energy is an aircraft being refueled. The fuel is also stored energy or potential energy. Right here you have a fuel line and you have the probe, and what this airplane here is doing is putting gas into the F-18 Hornet. So then you've got potential energy with the fuel here because it's stored energy. Then it's going to be converted to thermal energy in the combustion chamber, which is heat energy, and then that'll be converted to mechanical energy in the power turbine because now it's moving a power turbine, so then that's work. Then eventually it produces thrust. And the thrust and the fact that the airplane's moving is kinetic energy. Okay, on gravitational potential energy, it's energy stored in an object due to its position above the Earth's surface. And we went over that when I showed those two airplanes to you. And as I said, the formula for it is that potential energy, which is EP, equals mgh. M is the mass, g is the gravitational field strength, h is the height. We will now go over some practical examples of potential energy to kinetic energy and kinetic energy to potential energy, in which I will go over these aircraft with you, explain it as you see these airplanes fly. What you have here, the Blue Angels, notice that now they're starting their takeoff roll. As they were on the takeoff, that was kinetic energy. They climb up in altitude, now that's potential energy. Same with this aircraft, when it's on the ground on the takeoff roll, that's kinetic energy. It now is climbing up in altitude. The higher it goes, the increase in potential energy. Same with this aircraft, kinetic energy on its takeoff roll. Now, with the SBD-Dauntless, When you saw it take off from the aircraft carrier, that was kinetic energy. And then when they climb up to altitude and join up, just like these aircraft here, at the higher altitude, they now have greater potential energy. However, because they're also flying and they're moving, that is also kinetic energy at that time. But as you increase their altitude, the potential energy will increase. Decrease their altitude or their height, potential energy will decrease. Now, shortly you're going to see them going on a bombing run. And when they put the nose down and start their dive, as you see here, their kinetic energy will increase because now they're going to be flying faster than when they were up at the altitude. However, their potential energy will have decreased. And same with the bombs. When you drop the bomb at a higher altitude, it's going to have more potential energy at that higher altitude than it would once it hits the carrier deck. You're going to see other examples here of aircraft converting their altitude to airspeed, in which now you've got potential energy at the higher altitude, and now kinetic energy when they go lower. Okay, a good example though is, let's say you have an aircraft at 2,000 meters above the carrier. It's going to have twice as much potential energy as when it would be 1,000 meters above the carrier. Okay, then same with the bombs. I mentioned to you that if it's at 1,000 meters, it's going to have twice as much potential energy as when it's at 500 meters. And it'll have more kinetic energy as it hits the carrier. Okay, let's now go over a practice problem. Let's suppose you've got a squadron of SBD-Dauntlesses. You've spotted the Japanese carriers, which is called the Kido Butai or Mobile Force, after a 3-hour flight. During this flight, your aircraft used fuel which decreased its mass. Calculate the potential energy of your aircraft prior to starting the bombing run using the following parameters. Remember, your formula is potential energy equals the mass times gravity times the height. Let's say the mass of the aircraft is 4,093 kilograms. The altitude of the height is 6,096 meters. Gravity equals 9.8 meters per second squared. Go to your Google form. And then go ahead and calculate. And just go and put your answer here. Then for the next problem, let's say you began your bombing run, your height or altitude is now 300 meters above the carrier. How much less will your potential energy be when you're 150 meters above the carrier? Assume the mass of the aircraft at both altitudes is 4,090 kilograms. Gravity equals 9.8 meters per second squared. How much less will your potential energy be? When I was showing you the aircraft earlier on the video, I said that if you're at 1,000 meters, you would have twice as much potential energy versus if you're at 500 meters. In this case, this problem is asking you how much less will your potential energy be when you're at 150 meters above the carrier. Okay, 300 is twice as much as 150, or 150 is 1/2 of 300. So in this case, potential energy is 2 times less. Again, go back to your Google form and fill out that answer. On your Google form, this is where you would fill it out or select an answer.